What am I doing? What am I doing? From since April to now, I've been working on a project, and it is a Cantonese play that I have written, and I'm producing it. The Cantonese play has English subtitles, so that means all of you can come and enjoy a play in Cantonese, but you can also see what it is going on. And it's going to be in August. So I'm limiting a lot of the events from now until August so that we can focus on getting the play ready, so you can see part of the set we have already set up. But next month we still have poetry, but not in August. So before I start, I'd like to read a poem of my own, and then we will toast to poetry in Chinatown and poets. The piece that I'm reading is titled "The Color of Water." Green is the liquid glass of the East, shimmering crinkles. White cotton piled heavy on the blue canvas, a pair of long dark wings. Shade trees blushing, crushed stones between the toes. Laughter bursts from the heart before the sweaty first kiss deep inside the rustling bush, before chansam, the wine, and the sultry songstress plucked 1,000 strings. We were arms flapping girls, bobbing in the gentle waves. Kathleen, the wise, asked a thoughtful question. What is the color of water? To poetry in Chinatown and all the poets past, present, and future. Cheers! And here comes
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the June 2026 edition of Third Saturday Poetry in Chinatown. This afternoon we have two wonderful features. We have Tim Xonnelly and we have Kimi Sugioka. And we also have an open mic, and if you have not signed up, the sign-up sheet is there. Please feel free to put your name down, and you can read your own or read someone else's, or if you just wanted to make a statement, you can do that as well. Try to keep it within 4 minutes. And since we have a nice crowd here. Also, please, your cell phones, please silence them, put them on mute or vibrate or something so it doesn't go off in the middle of someone's reading. And also, I've got these colorful pens that after you read, you get to select one of these colorful pens. Okay, yeah, hopefully they all work. That happens. So anyway, what we'll do, we'll have a few open mics, and then we'll bring up a feature, a few more open mics, and then our second feature, and then we'll just end with open mics. That's time for this, okay? So, we will, I believe, start off with Glenn. I think Glenn is the first reader of the afternoon. So please step up.
And Greg and Kate are following Glenn.
Thank you. This is autobiography of a book. Let's say the entire life of a book within these pages. You bring it to life by reading it, and I'm going to bring a little section of it to life right now, in which the book considers acts of violence, including its creation. It seems if you drift about the solar system long enough, you'll fall on a planet. Bits blasted off Mars, for instance, have been found on the relatively uncluttered plains of Antarctica. For those bits to escape Mars in the first place, some much larger rock had to hit Mars, a good one. The collision caused a big explosion, and the rocks tossed off, wandered space, until some body offered a home. I don't know whether the Martian stones were grateful. It was Earth. Earth's surface being mostly water, I figure most went whoop rather than thud. If I were a stone that grew up on Mars and got banished by a big damn bully of a rock and had to play planet Pebble for millions of years by myself, I guess I would find ending up at the bottom of the sea a pleasant change. It wouldn't be nearly so cold as space, you know. Plus you'd get a nice coating of slime and a gentle silt makeover, and you'd be introduced to all sorts of new microorganism friends. Being from a dead planet, the whole life thing would seem quite something. I suppose there are those who are still insisting there's life on Mars, or there could be life on Mars, if some future astronaut wakes up with a Mars fever one day, gasps, and reaches his 5 fingers out to grasp a phantom of his mother, only to shudder and let fall that arm to move no more. You would reopen the Martian life argument on a War of the Worlds-ish front. Look, I would be perfectly okay with life on every rock and in every cloud of the sky, a little jealous maybe, but dry as I am, life prefers wet. I'm sure even I have a few hardy spores glued into my binding or pressed into my wood pulp pages. Speaking of wood and life, in order for me to be a me, trees had to die. I understand there may soon be books in forms other than the familiar woody, electronic bits that show up on LED screens. Whatever. I bet those will kill something, somehow. I don't care to kill, not even to live. I'm trying to imagine a violent book. Has anybody ever been killed by a book? Some of us can be heavy. I would bet on an occasional smashed toe or paper cut. Of course, books can be incendiary in their invective. I've heard bad things about Mein Kampf, and the Protocols of the Elders of Zion has been a sorry ambassador for book kind. There are those who've gotten so exercised about the things books say that they've gathered up great quantities of them for burning. Destroy the book, wipe out the thought. As we all know, if you have no word for it, you can't think it. No doubt there are many thoughts I'm not capable of. Should I feel guilty about being a cause of death? I mean, I'm not alive myself, so I can't say as I entirely get the death-life difference. But as a general rule, you who are alive only a brief while. Who am I to shorten any life, even that of a tree, or several trees? If I get to go back for reprints, hundreds or thousands of trees. I feel more responsibility in this regard than most books, I venture to say. I can pipe up right here and ask you to help me to atone by contributing to a tree-saving charitable organization. Or you could plant a tree yourself, or, I don't know, you could pray for the souls of the trees. Oh, trees, may the great Creator bless you all with whatever it is trees want in an afterlife. Lots of leaves, well-watered soil, birds' nests. I have to admit, that prayer didn't feel sincere. Am I just not in the mood? Trees are interested in reproduction and posterity, and they certainly climb toward the heavens in a way people have long regarded as spiritual. They probably have some sort of feelings, but are they counting on a good eternity in the garden by the side of you-know-who? Are you? If so, do you want me to pray for you?
All right. Greg is up next.
That was great. I love hearing about stones from Mars. That was really cosmic and beautiful. At the opera. Let's hear it for the cheap seats at the opera, where the sound gathers, collects, breathes its fullest, then ends in the deepest silences. Nothing gets in the way of your sightline. It's just you and Electra with her dark thoughts and murderous fury. Agamemnon is dead, having been killed by his wife, Clytemnestra, and her lover, Aegisthus. And my breath seems chalked up so no tears can fall. All turned to stone, my sister, I beseech you. Those words are in Electra, and my sister just cut me out of her will. So you understand, my sister? Then answer me, I pray you. The set is a museum, and I work at the DeYoung in the Legion of Honor, where my own body betrayed me with horrors from below. I can't go back. I will go back. My life is a Samuel Beckett scene at his biggest hour, endgame. Can one yet live and not rot like dirt? That's from Electra, but it acts as a concise summary of everything by Beckett. Electra is getting under my skin in a surprisingly sinister way. The marrow in my bones has melted. Putting my own head on the chopping block, looking for a single moment of relief, not even close did it come. So I pretend to be who I am not, or I would be running around screaming, "Stop murdering trees! Clean up the ocean! No more war! No more plastic! No more nuclear weapons! No more kings! No more kings! No more kings! The axe doth fall, and I am here." It's a metaphor, operatic, conceptual axe I would only wield in my mind, but where? Am I home? At work? In the White House? Or in heaven, searching, watching the most disturbingly wonderful production of what used to be one of my least favorite operas? Who knew I could love an axe so much? Everybody dies in the end, and somehow it feels like ecstasy. So what many people call the nosebleed section is for me just a few steps down on the stairway to heaven. Oh my God, that's what I think Electra is now. It's the Led Zeppelin 4 of classical operas. It was so loud. I mean, not screechy, but loud and strong and proud and scary. There's more than one way to be rich.
Thank you. All right, we have Kate up next, and then Judy.
It's okay, you can publicly announce my height. So I recently moved Tennessee part-time to work with Appalachian students. And if you've never seen the sky in the South, you're missing out. This is called The Season of the Summer Sky. I came to East Tennessee combat ready for hillbillies and homophobes, white sheets and burning crosses, whiskey shooting townies and open carry handguns, evangelical petticoats and Confederate flags, deliverance dueling banjos and brimstone politicians. But I came to East Tennessee in the season of the summer sky. Leafy, tender treetops ascend to a vast expanse, bursting with billowy cotton candy clouds lit from within like otherworldly realms. Ribbons of little boy blue, warm, sticky marshmallow wisps. Waning sunlight records time in illumination and shadow. Braided hues of gold and ginger, blistering crimson moments, loath to succumb to a sapphire starscape. An unbounded, sultry, snow globe panorama. The season of the summer sky commands wonder-soaked gazes arc upward, upward to the inscrutable magnitude of the universe, upward to the sum of all existence, all that is, all that was, all that will be. A grain of sand on the cosmic timescale, the entire universe in a single grain of sand. Upward to the vision of our higher selves, ballroom dancing with expanding galaxies. Upward to the recognition of our oneness, the same umbrella, boat, breath, consciousness. Though the salty Pacific yet lingers on my tongue, sheltered beneath the shade of a 17th century oak, in the twilight chorus of katydids, crickets, and tree frogs, I reach upward, upward, for the promise of East Tennessee in the season of the summer sky.
This is my first time here, and I have to say I'm quite nervous. Okay. This is called The Distance It Takes to Make a Poem. To the man who drove the car that snuffed my romance, my cantina slow dancer, my endless serenader of song, my personal shopper of garage sale treasures, my self-assigned guard dog and self-appointed sometimes warden, my hold this wrench mechanic, my tile setter of the corn silk yellow kitchen counter, my eager ear to hear a reading of Confederacy of the Dunces, my bringer of surprise butter cookies, blue parrot feathers, a hand-thrown ceramic vase that fits neatly in two hands, my country singer without a guitar, my soft bed of leaves placed to fall, my twin eye for constant beauty and tongue to wag a story, my list of hillbillyisms like a blind dog in a meat house. To the man who drove the Buick, who lost consciousness behind the wheel up the hill. It wasn't your fault. The dead weight of your foot on the gas, momentum and gravity bulldozed you straight through the red light of Castro and Market at 6 o'clock rush hour, without a pin drop, miraculously escaping every foot soldier and vehicle except one. To the man who drove the car that rammed into the driver's side of our German auto, fondly named Snow Pony, crushing the airbagless door into the beloved. Blunt force trauma, the evening before his birthday, while a princess cake was baking with his name on it. To the married man who drove the car, a wine rep, perhaps, visiting a girlfriend, needing more cheese and crackers for the appetizers, happily went for a drive to fetch them. To the man who drove the car,
that would snow plow, snow pony into a parked motorcycle, a thin metal door, fuel tank behind the rear seat, fuel lines running along the underbody, a carbureted engine with ignition source sparking, exploding a gas tank into a fiery wall of 8 motorcycles, 5 cars, a shop awning, and the exterior wall of Cliff's Hardware. To the man who drove the stunt car into our movie, the special effects made the front page of the Chronicle way back when there was still a Chronicle in bright yellow boxes on every corner. To the man who drove the car with his no-God atheism into his unbelieved in karmic destiny, survived all but with a broken leg. Not spiritual, but very, 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 very sorry for taking the life of my beloved. To the man who drove the car that rocketed me into other realms of knowing for years to come, and still today, I thank you. I hold no malice.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little breath on that one. That's a powerful word so far. And now we are going to introduce the first of our 2 features of the afternoon. Tim Xonnelly is a retired special education paraprofessional and union negotiator living in Berkeley, California since 1991. His hardback chapbook, The Invasion of Pantomime, is an exploration in dreamtime of the various plagues of 2020 and the gifts of middle age. Publications include the chapbooks Velcro Heart in 1989, A Season in Bed in 1998, I Skipped the Long Ones Too in 2004, and the anthologies Crossstrokes, Poetry Between Los Angeles and San Francisco 2015, and 101 Nights, 20 Years of Redondo Poets at Coffee Cartel 2018. It's time to welcome Tim Xonnelly.
I just will also want to say happy Pride, everybody. Happy Juneteenth.
Yes, indeed. All right. I could probably read this whole book in 20 minutes. I won't do that to you. The first poem in the book is Towing the Poem for Scrap. So I took this poetry class from Sharon Coleman at Berkeley City College, and she has different focus from semester to semester, and this was a class focusing on surrealism. This was in spring of 2020. So in March of 2020, surrealism moved in with all of us, right? Towing the poem for scrap. She sleep light to the accompaniment of conspiracy radio call-in, so I haul my locks like a storefront from the fantasy of your place to the sleep of mine, 2 doors. My walls have surrendered grave skeletons, madness, scratches, That side, where once was a door, my skull has saved me again. The get out lady yelling, get out! What else say to a ghost? Best kept secrets of the truly famous. Buy the t-shirt, see the book. I've been in this city for gold moon, yellow moon, extra glitter, trouble moon, still hang opposite 7:30 sun. Well, the volcano's not always hot, and the rain not always cold. I say this not to advocate volcano control. So I'm signing the book for $18 or $20 if you want me to sign it. And if you don't want to pay anything, I do have cute little postcards advertising the book in case you want to think about it. Okay, this is these are my dumb socks. I'm dancing with the yellow plastic danger tape floating in the parade. I'm sipping a beer in a chaise lounge, dangling over the side of the 4th story. I'm doing somersaults in a tidal wave, walking barefoot on the freeway. I accidentally gave these birds the power of speech. Okay. The Invasion of Pantomime. Thank you. So, don't tell anyone, but this is based on a poem by John Donne. The Invasion of Pantomime. Calling all monsters, I love you, due to my heart like cardboard cities. Tear it up, you giant reptiles. Stomp my school to pudding. Calling all green things, swamp things, hulks. Calling all insects bigger than my hand. Calling all Mothra, do me baby, pollinate my home fucking town. Rise from the sea, build majestic. Okay. I will close with some newer poems. Reading from my phone like a 21st century poet. Okay. Furby shark or my riding helmet?
Oh, you're right.
No. One. My riding helmet. Okay. Writing. My writing helmets. The kid is 12 if that. Skinny, pale, scabby. This battle will be a joy to him. He is a man. See, he has been given a helmet. It will not protect him. He will not save his village or his family. His malnourished body will be slopped into like nothing. He knows it. Smiles into the mirror for hours. The helmet is a useless thing. Strips of leather woven crisscross hanging down the back of his neck. It will not save his head. It will not save his neck. He grins as if he were given a helmet made of gold. He's a man. you dream, and you dream of being in your bed, in your room, your body knows this part is true. You are in bed, dreaming you are in bed. This part is accurate. Desk by the window, an empty glass. So when the window opens, and an evil elf in a spacesuit, a body is likely to leap awake, making a vocal you cannot approximate, knocking stuff over. Your roommate is now also jumped awake, clutching a blanket to his middle, other hand, the heaviest thing he could grab, runs into sea. Nobody's getting killed. An evil elf walked in your room, your own safe room, walked in calm as you please, as if an evil elf had business here. Heart galloping in your jugular. You must now tell your roommate from your place on the floor with debris, go to sleep, put the clock down. It was nothing, just a stupid dream. Glitter pen apocalypse. For all us writers out there. Because people subconsciously, unconsciously, consciously, and in isolated cases, determinedly, will try to prevent you from writing. Because writers tell secrets. Because, as you know, a good secret is a good story. Because, as you know, when the words you write feel so dangerous, you stop and look around, then you know it's getting good. Because some of the secrets poets tell are secrets everybody knows. And they did live happily ever after. And then a dragon came and ate them all. Okay, some newer poems. Farewell to an email password. Who knows how long we've been together, because not me, not you. All those phone numbers I never had to memorize. I just called them that often. Now memory, a handheld device. Don't want a new robot turtle. Old one still works. Skeevy robot stealing though. Recognition, facial acid, big balls, data banks, offshore identifier theft. Well, it lasted. Okay. A handful of vanilla. Okay. There we go. explained to Benjamin Franklin what that horrible noise is. Open the blinds and window to watch the garbage truck lift the dumpster, bifurcated plastic lid flapping. Then the man in yellow optics safety vest roll the behemoth back up the driveway alongside these apartments. There's a single bird singing on the phone wire. Benjamin Franklin knows the name of this bird, though it's his first time in California. As always, when I wake up with Benjamin Franklin, I am awash in love and gratitude for his sense of wonder. Okay, this is Sudoku Return, which I have to give things up sometimes, and I have to give up Sudoku. And then I started playing Wordle, if you know that little matrix. And part of the group of games you can play alongside Wordle is more Sudoku, so I didn't quit it anymore. Sudoku Return. I was a flailing lame duck union president in 2008, working Dollar Tree Sudoku books and cruising Craigslist, when I should have been working. Should have. Mark said, that must be very relaxing for you. Hard to tell if he was being snarky. No, it's pure compulsion. I'd not yet been bullied by family into joining Facebook, not yet discovered the pure compulsion of Angry Birds friends, nor Candy Crush. When Wordle was the banana bread of Omicron, past face bump, past Craigslistability, the $1.25 tree, gone in post-viral building boom, gone as people talk. Hook of the phone, midnight connections, tiles, strands, stalks, Sudoku. One online timer, easy, medium, hard, candidate, int, check, reveal. Hyper at the gates of relapse. Pure compulsion. Curse you, you filthy number game, you. Okay. The Fisher-Price Safeway or the blanket of mayonnaise? He's the fastest one. The Fisher-Price Safeway. Like IKEA, the only way out is through. Past the register. It's an attractive nuisance. There's an elevator to roof parking. Did you find everything all right? Produce looks better in the window. It's the last place I saw Dax, arriving as I left, and I should have said hi. All right. This is my last poem. Sexagenarian. I was accused of witchcraft. Duh. Because I was asking certain long-term friends and acquaintances to sign agreements to live. I'd seen my mother's mother live to be 94, and my father's father even older than that and more lucid. My mother started calling her mom by her first name Nettie, because she wasn't just grandma or mom. Nettie was her name all her life, but there were no more contemporaries to call her that. So we did. All the old folks say it. If you're going to live a long time, make young friends. Because most of your friends won't make it with you. I don't even have kids or grandkids. So I started asking friends if they'd sign an agreement. How old would you like to live? Many of my friends say things like, many in my family died around 65. I invariably correct them. You mean straight men in your family die around 65? Because without the radioactive iron collar of traditional American masculinity, you can live at least as long as the women in your family. I mean, come on. Thank you. Oh, I Circle. Woo! Oh, shiny. Thank you. Thank you.
Nothing after Tim. All right. We have Nancy, we have Frisco Kid, Christina, Alice. The next four. So Nancy would like to step up.
It's the first poem I've written in about 12 years. This is called Lifting. What but desperately grasping a solid bar is there to do over and over? Attention my hand needs to pay, the invention of this shape. The bar is a page where I write myself new from old flesh, inexpertly, made of failure, again, made from failure, again, made from failure. Focus on the palm, the breath, the spine, my feet make fists on the ground. The bar is a line come from nowhere, my imagination a black horn full of words. The bar moves up from me, through gravity I press my weight, my burden and then some. My strength comes from a black horn full of failure. Practice I edited into muscle. I am a maker of me. On the page, on the bar, I become solid, a physical object, heavy in any hand, a scandal of particularity, weakness and effort at war.
Next reader is Frisco Kid is up next, and Christina will follow Frisco Kid, and then Alice will go.
Hello, everyone. I want to tell each one of you, I should have told you earlier, but I love you. Not only that, but I'm not leaving San Francisco, okay? I'm not leaving San Francisco. The sweetest woman in the world, she's waiting for me. Told me she would love me long as I want her to. Now, I've been to many places. I've seen lots of this and that. But having this woman that's stuck on me, I'm never gonna get it up. I'm not leaving San Francisco. My big leg woman, she's waiting for me. Told me she would love me, long as I want her to. Now, I've been to many places. I've seen lots of this and that. Having this woman really stuck on me. I'm not about to give up. I'm not leaving San Francisco. Sweetest woman in the world, she's waiting for me. Told me she would love me, long as I want her to. Now, I got a call from Western Union to pick up a letter and check from some chicken shack down, begging me to come back. I'm not leaving San Francisco. My big leg woman, she's waiting for me. Told me she would love me, long as I want her to. Now, that downtown woman will be furious, not having me around. Don't tell her about my new love for me. Somebody will rush and help her out. I'm not leaving San Francisco. Sweetest woman in the world, she's waiting for me. Told me she would love me, long as I want her to, just like you.
Christina's up next.
This is about a place we might know, down in Monterey. It's called The Shortest Distance Between 2 Points. The lights fade as he pulls away into blackness, melting like a wax candle. The shore, the sea, the sky, solid like obsidian, a mirror of moonlight in the silent night. Oh, the beauty of the placid night, awe of what cannot be seen, but felt like the glee of a child, a paper boat finally in the open ocean. I want to peer into the beauty like Narcissus and see the infinite darkness reflecting the cosmos above that runs in my veins, unrest, the echoes of the moon pulsing through my soul. In the kayak I am free as a dancer, the black infinity my empty ballroom, the stage my own, flowing in the spotlight of moonlight, the shore a circle of lights, hovering the thin membrane, glass, between the infinite heavens above and the bottomless waters below, teetering the two worlds, number of none. 2. How far the distance from me to you, half a mile from Breakwater Cove, where he walks through the streets of cafes and baklava, where lovers sit hand in hand along the shore, their eyes peer into the darkness. In cafes that glow bright, the silver clinks on plates of haddock and steak. But out here in the kelp I lurk, invisible in the obsidian, fossilized in the darkness, I float above the universe. The smells of Cannery Row, candied popcorn and cinnamon rolls call me across the sea of darkness, on the other side from the land of those who have never looked, never touched, never known the pleasure of the ethereal. In prim hotels of only 5 stars, blinded in their boxes of light, seeing only darkness, instead of the millions of stars that I see as I drift alone in outer space, detached from the tethers of my spaceship, an astronaut on the other side of shore, looking down at twinkling light. 3. I flick my arm but cannot move. I am tangled in invisible line of invisible fishermen standing on the jetty, screaming, go there, pointing to the darkness. How deep should I go into the land of vivid shadows, the sea the color of indigo, ink spilled from a pen, across infinite waters, melting together, all that has been written and what is yet to be. Ding-dong, the bells toll, in the field of green of the monastery that comes after the freshly earthed grave, where wind from the four corners blows fog across the moss-covered stones. Ding-dong, the buoy tolls, echoing in the darkness of the night, where wind from the four corners blows dark gray clouds obscuring the light of the moon. In the absolute silence, the darkness comes alive. Dark obsidian melting, the bottom giving way, undulating, the darkness comes to life, squirming, flashing, screaming, silence so absolute, we hear the impressions of the lives left behind. Loud murmurations of every fear, hard in the chaotic darkness, where anything is possible. Reason, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. We do not know what lurks in the shadows, but can we ever really know what lurks inside the light? How far the distance from me to you? Half a mile of beasts and terror, of minnows the size of sharks, sharks the size of whales. The glass breaks and turns to shards, splashing onto my face. Cold water, sharp like fire, like shards, like panic. Kelp dangling like Ophelia's hair sways in the swells, her eyes cast down to the tentacles that cling to legs and pull you under, meeting eyes with the hungry monsters that crawl from the abyss. My ship has run aground hundreds of feet above submarine canyons that burrow to the center of the earth, deeper than the highest mountain. A mat of seaweed is all that holds me above the depth, untouched by light, untouched by man. If we knew the dangers about us, we would never leave our beds. A line of impenetrable kelp beds through deep, dark darkness. The shortest distance between 2 points is the route back to shore. The pungent smell of sea lions smells so sweet in the abyss. Not far now are the rocks of the jetty, my yellow brick road, where giant pinnipeds grunt, guttural sounds from the depth of hell, squealing demonic screams, a pig farm ready to devour her dead. What makes you think you can wander while demons slumber and make your way back alive, to be enveloped by darkness but not be consumed by it, to be part of it but not one with it, tethered to the interface between heaven and the dragons at the bottom of the sea, to be a moth and not be consumed by the flame, to see the mysteries of creation, to see the face of God and live. But for now I have made it through the eye of the needle to return to shore where he is standing in wait. I could not leave you out there alone.
Alice Rogoff, next.
This is called Destinations. It was a long ride to Brooklyn, where Grandma used to live. I daydreamed in the back of the car when I was a child, passing over bridges and throughways, while imaginary friends spoke to me and ran alongside the car, Dad driving back to where he was born, all before Grandma moved to the Bronx in a high-rise, not like the brownstone with the flower pots. An artist friend lives in Brooklyn where the book fair is,
where people like me say my grandma lived there and dad grew up, and for some it is trendy and cool. For me, it is a memory. Fresno signs. Driving through twilight in the country cities in the valley, tiny fruit stands on the edge of the highway, advertising baskets of apricots, highway patrol cars hiding behind signs, heat rising from the ground, Baltasar forestiers, underground gardens hidden from the heat. On the radio, I hear possible nuclear disasters in Ukraine. Herons and geese fly over ponds. A mariachi band down the road playing for hours and hours into the night, practicing for the next all-night party. A grandfather, sensei, returned to his farm after the camps, a Japanese family name on a sign, looking for a small Italian restaurant. Mama Lucia's on the next sign. Driving back to San Francisco, light and dark images receding into the Fresno night. The gazebo park. The gazebo park has been closed, its gates are shut. The green and red gazebo sits behind palm trees in a part of town that others do not notice. It is elegant in its reclusiveness. It asks to be photographed or written about. It opens at odd hours and days. It quietly sits as a mammoth with sculptured windows and alcoves. It entraps passers-by into its spell, into history, making you wonder what is its secret music. It has secret music in its stillness and the inward spire of its being. The Great Highway. At sunset, I arranged my life at the Great Highway, kicking my shoes off, letting them sink into the sand, facing off the wind, giving up and becoming one with it, trying to light a match without the flame blown out, rearranging the debris of bonfires, graffiti and lumber into a collage. The sun is like music, glowing and glowing, the old piers disintegrating, inviting one to climb on them, knowing if you did, you might fall through or not.
Thank you. Okay. Before we bring on our second feature this afternoon, I would like to share one of my poems. Okay. This is entitled Home Alone. I'm a solo homo sapiens, a star slowly fading from sight. I'm home and all alone on the range, a stranger in the middle of night. I'm a slow game of poker, trying to decide which cards to play, holding a royal flush and joker, hiding my hand with deadpan face. I'm a cool shower or hot soak, a clear statement or murky riddle. I'm an up after hours, stay at home, one and only homie in the middle. I'm an endangered black man. I live with a bull's eye on my back. I'm a break a few rules, old school papa. I've got a fever and a brand new bag. I'm a bitch, a fairy, a fruit, and a fag. I'm all the taboo names they say. I've been homo, sissy, and butch queen and drag, marching in the rainbow flag parade. I'm a black cat, poet, activist. I'm a senior seeking change. I'm a seasoned Homo sapiens, burner of the midnight flame. I'm a hometown, homegrown homebody, hanging home alone on the range. And now for our second feature of the afternoon, Kimi Sugioka. Kimi Sugioka is a mother, educator, songwriter, and poet. She earned an MFA from Naropa University and has published 2 books of poetry, the newest of which is Wile Wing on Manic D Press. She has been published in numerous anthologies and is the poet laureate of Alameda, California. As an active board member for literary arts organizations, she curates and hosts readings in Alameda and San Francisco. She believes that creating community through art is a revolutionary act.
Yeah.
It is. Please welcome Kimi Sugioka.
Thank you, Gregory. Thank you, Clara, and the Clarion Performance Center. I love this place, and I'm so glad to be here. I always want to come more often, but it's so hard to get to. We've heard so many words. I was going to end with a song, but I think I'll start with this one, just to kind of clear the air a little. Okay, this is an old song. Sorry, Glenn. But it's a song I wrote a long time ago, called Last House in a Hurricane. And it just keeps seeming to be prescient. Tidal waves of troubles greet me with Wall Street winter stares. In a glass house in a hurricane, ecstasy loves despair. 10,000 wide red roses meditate in spring rain. In a glass house in a hurricane, there's a rip and a tide of shame. I'm a victim of television wars and outnumbered Cherokee, wired into realms of hell inspired by covenants with greed. Awake, you dog-eyed sentinels, shed death and false royalties in a glass house in a hurricane. There's no enemy to defeat. I've sailed the seas of Odysseus, gambled penny dreams away under the thumb of a careless god whose reckless hand betrayed the hearts of down-store heroes, the muscle in every slave in a glass house in a hurricane. Every dream has a price to pay. king's wind. The moon of the dead rigged in my head. I've learned to live in this tidal prison. And the wake of Neptune to the wind of the wild Hades to the hungry ghost of the innocent whose thirst is never slaked. I've traveled to illusory harbors and kin. Return to the looking glass, hurricane, muse of the lyre within. 10,000 wine red roses, meditating spring rain in a glass house in a hurricane. There's a riptide of shame. 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 Thank you. Okay. So this first poem is, I guess it's a poem to the muse, which is also a poem to me, but also a poem to the muse. It's called Poetry Queen. I was walking or waking or waning under a canopy tree, or a monkey puzzle tree, or a weeping cherry. There were fireflies, no dragonflies, no cicadas. It was early morning, or evening, or midnight. There was something about the shape of her eyes, the way her hair fell across her cheekbones in somber mahogany waves. I recognized her by the lilt of her voice, a soft southern drawl. She was febrile or feral, or maybe just tired. When she looked at me, I fell without falling, without failing. Finding myself like a shell on the shore of Oahu, I basked or baked in her presence as though she was royalty and I a surf or sand that she might sift. I waited an hour or a day or a year for her to notice and receive me, but I was no more grand than the grain of sand she shook from her draping tresses. How could I speak or sing or muse in her presence when every gold and amber syllable that drops from her mouth is myth-shattering and porous, as though I am empty and waiting for her to fill my poems with her words. Thank you. Now I will take you down the rabbit hole. This is a poem called Spinning Prayers that I wrote about all the wars in the Middle East, what it must be like. There was something that came before the nothing that came after. Toxins, rubble, bombing, unthinkable, unbreathable. So many tents, so few survivors, so little to eat, so much time to kill. After walls sang sestinas of tea and bread, desk and bed, when pillows spun prayers from dark-haired children, sighing under satisfied blankets, cosseted and warm. I don't know why that did that. Blankets ask, where is the bed, the cozy room? The rubble remembers nothing after walls fell on sleeping children whose mouths echo prayer pillow sighs underneath windows breathing without thought, beside the table that remembers the taste of tea and bread, where now tents stand empty-hearted and mute. So much rubble, so many killed, so little time to live. Under pining blankets that keep asking what happened, to lullabies of moon, star, tea, and bread, what used to live in a sacrosanct bubble of time for school, dinner, for thinkably breathable prayers, teasing dark-haired children spinning bicycle wheels. Prayers from injured pillows drift like an ether of souls whose arms stretch from rubble to sky, whose breath sends shivers through sternums of the dead, whose tears fill the parched mouths of those whose bodies blanket notes of something that came before the rubble, after the tea-bread desk and bed, and whispered Sistinas to the walls. Desk, bed, tea, and bread were solitary witnesses to screaming wheels of prayers spun from dark-eyed cherubs who know only of before and nothing after the last feasting, dancing, singing, giving and receiving of devotion, pulsing, vibrant rhythms of breath that remain impervious to the inflection of time. Rubble, toxins, so unthinkably unbreathable. Fallen walls still sing of tea and bread. Blankets now pine for a mother to spin prayers to spare her children from starvation, sickness, injury, death, where the brilliance of before shimmers. Thank you. And this is a poem I wrote for this lunar here, the fire horse. And I'm hoping that at least some of it comes true. You're the fire horse, galloping on wind-borne hooves, tracing the flame of reason to battle a scourge of tyranny. The fire horse believes in practicing courage, defying growling fears of ruthlessly greedy demons, planting gardens of joy in the midst of anguish, and retreating to rest, recover, and sing. She comes with bonfires to honor those who have sacrificed themselves to protect the innocent. He whinnies his way into the past to curry wisdom for the future, lights a path in a forest of lies, flays dragons of doubt, summons angels to wrap their wings around us so we may know, even though we may fear losing our way, we need only listen to the rustle of feathers and a drumming of hooves, to trust that our most sacred of missions is not lost. Thank you. I want to read in honor of Juneteenth. I love the writer Zora Neale Hurston and wrote a poem about her, and this is it. After Hurricanes Katrina and then Maria, I remembered tea cake and Janie, how Zora seemed to foretell the great flood of creatures clinging to anything that floats while watching and waiting for God. When I was young, I lapped up Zora's words like a stray hound inhales water from a puddle on a sweltering Carolina day. I swallowed words that went down smooth as melting chocolate and sharp as chicken bones. I wanted to inhabit her words and wear them like a blanket on a frigid Frisco summer's day. didn't know Zora's world, but she taught me her truth, tied me to her vision, and bled the knowing into me, till I could smell and taste it, till I saw all the colors, even the ones they don't tell us about. I wish I could have met her, bristling, tough, indomitable self, unbreakable as a maple sapling, contentious as a honey badger. I would like to sit under a willow tree and drink a long, cool glass of sweet tea, sweet word tea with Zora, roll them around in my mouth, feel them clink against my teeth, savor, chew, and swallow. I believe we would at least agree on the weight and value of words, the way they wave and sway the mind, anger or anchor the heart, rock or cradle the soul, the way they breed dragons that breathe our orations into cinders and coal or diamonds. Thank you. So, the sky, where did it go? I hate it when the poems disappear. Here it is. Okay. The sky is making us into her bed. Gray and blue blankets, downy white pillows. Above the cities, where the dead and living roam, where our father pushes a designer carriage next to a man begging for change, where the guilty don't know that they are innocent and the innocent don't recognize their guilt, where there is so much worry and so little rest, where we wonder if we deserve this sky, this life, this death, where the smoke of indifference hides every answer in bloated fantasies of misperceived success, where the tears of the forgotten are mistaken for laughter, where we watch the icemen disappear brown in black skins while we sleep with our one blind eye open. The sky is making us into her bed of stories. Thank you. You're a really wonderfully attentive audience. I do appreciate that. I think I will go to pigeons. Pigeons, disparaged, chased, ridiculed, kicked, banded, and abandoned. Pigeons never protest, but scuttle amidst garbage and food scraps and pretend placid silence, flit between ancestors and kin. Pigeons sit, strut, flirt, flap, fly, sweep away, suffering with iridescent feathers. Wake at 3 a.m. to smoke cigarettes and watch reruns of Apple soap operas. Pigeons create pandemonium in the rings of Saturn and moons of Jupiter. They are mothers who preen to rearrange the will of God with each anointed barb, hold gaggles of angels in the calamus of each feather. Carriers ferry messages from the Sibyl to the man in the middle of Madison Street, stopping cars with prophecies and omens. Pigeons throng the sky in dappled gray pirouettes, forage among flockless, abandoned humans, stronger than the flightless, stronger than we know. Thank you. There's my ode to pigeons. Since my clock didn't work, do you know how much? A couple of minutes? Okay. I think I'll sing you one more song. Because I carried this guitar all the way from Alameda. And This is a song about, homeless people in Alameda. Yeah. Here we go. Christmas trees in February, curtains, owls, and polar bears. The songs of flightless birds will soar through starless nights and wingless prayers. Red and white polka dot slippers, shopping cart full of empty things. She walks the streets with ghosts from the past who know she's not what she seems. Forgive my maudlin rhapsody. I come from haunted rooms where ghosts line up like ampersands, singing hymns to a rabbit moon. The man under the bridge is quiet. He doesn't rail at passers-by. Years of waiting for nothing to change. He silently stares at the sky. A frightened mouse in a cold white cage, nowhere to hide when wars are waged against those who have no place to go, but rack up coupons of tears and rage. Forgive my maudlin rhapsody. I come from haunted rooms where ghosts line up like ampersands, singing hymns to rabbit moon. And all the while the needle swings into black vinyl grooves. We speak of nothing in profound tones and act like sheep and wolves. Words like obstinate Tony ponies, covered with doubt and dust. Maybe they can change the future. Maybe they can save us. Forgive my maudlin rhapsody. I come from haunted rooms where ghosts line up like ampersands, singing hymns to a rabbit moon. Singing hymns to a rabbit moon. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate your attention, and I know everyone here does too. And enjoy the rest of the journal. Thank you.
Okay. What happened to me?
here. Okay, Yolanda, Keith, Chris, Barbara, Terry, Garrett, and I see Wendy here. I guess she was 3, so yeah. Anyone else who's not, whose name I didn't call, would like to read? Oh, great. Okay. All right.
I wrote this poem 2 weeks ago when I said the Google Project. The Google Project is a harm reduction program that was running money to St. John the Evangelist Catholic Church. They were on 15th and Julian. Every Wednesday they have lunch from 2 to 4. It's free. And during that time we have writers' workshop. So it's a lot of homeless people, a lot of people that distribute some lunch, and some participate in the writings. Others, they just sit there and hang out. Things don't always stay the same. The wind makes sure of that. Misty wind from tears that fall on my cheeks. When I walk for an hour or 2 on Mission Street, leaves, paper, blown from trees, scatter on sidewalks, reminding us of constant change, the godliness of things, changing from wind, grass, place to place, like San Franciscans coming from all sorts of places, for all sorts of reasons. People, leaves, all move in, all change, all leave their prints behind for us to remember them. The people, the flowers, the streets, the cities, the memories of sadness, of joy, of love, of anger, despair, homelessness days, when your loved one was shunned for wearing striped green, gray, black striped shirt with Goodwill, Salvation Army, medium color blue jeans, Salvation Army secondhand shoes. Winds of change from life to death, from anger of greatness of it all, to a sadness of greed, cremation, constant change, like our predicaments of despair, hope, longing to an impossible change under leaves of beautiful green shadow, joy of trees under church, people dream.
Keith is next. Keith, then Chris, and then Barbara.
How's everyone doing today? Good to be here in Chinatown. This is my first time in Chinatown. I'm from Georgia, so thank you. Seeing how so many different cultures come together in the Bay and create community through art is something that I think is really beautiful and I don't take for granted. Here is a poem I wrote. I wrote this some years ago. I think one of the things about your younger years is you're still asking the world why. Some people never stop, some people give up, and some people start asking the world how instead of why. This poem is called I Am Human. Rest in peace to Jacob Blake and the countless other victims of police violence. This life ain't satisfactory. It saddens me. Casually assaulting all of my faculties. Facts can be just such a catastrophe. Apathy when you realize you are a casualty of real lies and believing in rabbit's feet. In blue skies, eating American pie rapidly. But what you see isn't always what it is. Rapidly smacking these gums, teaching these kids, ones with dark skin or more deserving of a bid. Lives uncivilized need rehabilitation. You need white peace to balance the blackness of them. When I'm speaking my piece, they cut me down to my skin. Language barrier stems from the declaring of him of subhuman. Coping mechanisms so they can see themselves when we go through it, hoping this schism can be shelved in the end. Guess when moving up ain't clear, easy to love, looking down on them. Now we're shooting up our peers to let the 1% win. A cancer with cold tumors, cells prop up the system we're in, destroying us from the inside because of our skin. Ironic. That's why I can't part with my pen. I need y'all to know I exist. While you humor these rumors that we've been heard in the end, they heard my hood in the pen, so it's easy to silence our women and men. Choose your fighter then, more appeal for the lighter skin. In Street Fighter, can you tell me why Akuma is so much darker than Ken? The darker the skin, then the less of a friend. The lesson imprints my skin tone holds a villain within. It's a cold game. They want me living in bold shame. I refuse to do it. You won't make me feel like I have no name. I'm a black man with dreams. I have plans. They film bloody scenes and act as if they don't understand. No need to prove my humanity to those that I know don't give a damn. Feelings been backed up for a long time, instilling fears how they've been giving dams. No need to worry about sharing if you just hold back a man. First they would send the Klan. Our introduction to Reconstruction was to be flooded with violence. Fear holding us back made a lot of us silent. The ones to overcome got killed during the night shift. Fred Hampton, Martin Luther, try to make change and they'll shoot you. But I swear I cannot take it no more. I promise to break through to the fore and let the water of truth touch the roots of the poor. Will I do what I can? I pray for the strength to do more until it's me that those church bells are ringing for. But when they get me, the bell won't just ring, it'll roar. The people I touch will sing until they are sore. If I go under, it'll be because I'm building a floor. That foundation will be an inspiration for our generation and more. Thank you.
Chris is next, and then Barbara. Chris, you still there? Chris? Okay, no, he's not here, then we'll move on to Barbara.
I got just 3 short ones. Alice has heard them a million times. But, the first one's called Semi-Quincentennial Lament. Color me red. The American beauty shows its thorns, draws blood the shade of sailors' weather warnings. We who don't know if the storm is coming or going, mourn the stolen coronation with trepidation. Color me white. Light holds all colors fused as blinding rays until each hue is hurled from that state of grace. And like the feathers of painted buntings, testifies to the miracle of coexistence. Color me blue. I pray the winter ice learns to reflect the regal possibility of sky, passes the peace as it melts, finds a way to the tranquil part of ocean. This one's called East Meets West. It might change titles. That's not a great title. It looked familiar, standing there with pride of place. The Liberty Bell, faithful crack in evidence, gift to the people of Tokyo. Citizens, dedication that reads, to the free citizens of a free nation. I thought to myself, I wish. Found shade underneath a southern magnolia tree from New York City. Sister city in commerce. Karoshi comrades. That means death by overwork. East meets west right here. Romulus and Remus suck on bronze she-wolf tits. Sculpted Greek muse plays the lyre. The day before, I toured holy sites where monks live. Soft sounds like birdsong, lilted from between the stones of the temple wall. Caretaker said, they are frogs. Green, elusive, poisonous. This is a more lighthearted one. For those of us of a certain generation. Surely heaven waits. At Rye Playland, just a few dollars buys a day of durable memories with paper tickets, rationed between cotton candy and Caterpillar ride. As if by magic, the friendly school bus driver who quit last year appears as a security guard, a stepping stone to his spot on the police force. The Music Express beckons, playing hard rock instead of carousel songs, grown-up sounds for anyone taller than 42 inches. The operator checks the safety bar on each car, starts the train traveling in its circular track, each one spinning on its axis. Kansas blares Carry On, Wayward Son as the car reaches its crest. Faces lights that flash orange, yellow, white. The riders' faces beatific, for now more than dust in the wind.
Okay, Terry is up next.
Mythology for all of you out there. Here we go. How about this? Is this medicine? Oh, thank you. Excellent. How's that? All right. Oh, that should do. Thank you, sir. Excellent. Here we go. The myth of Sisyphus. For so long I have slept, waiting for you to curse through my veins. The pressure wave pulsing through my synapses, turning stone into life, into death, into the eternal. White droplets suspended like tutus on leaping ballerinas crash down into the Bellagio fountain. Come, no nearer. But oh, how I wish to be swept away, to feel the pulse of the ocean as my own, to swan dive into the tumultuous sea and rise up fresh, like Botticelli's Venus, not a star, but adorned by them. The sea spray, my bridal dress, beaded diamonds glisten in the hot sun. The wave rising up from bended knees collapses onto the rocks before me. The deep boom echoes through the chambers of my heart. But oh, that moment where for an instant time stands still. Over and over,
running toward inevitability, rising, crescendo, then thunderous collapse. The tsunami of desire, of emotions unknown, hold back, escape velocity, explode onto the stone. To transcend the mortal condition, every wave reaching further, dreaming of the elusive dream, only to be smashed down. Molecules, for the first time since having descended from the stars, have found wings, atomizing the mist, to creep into stone cottages and unquiet settled. White sculptures turn to life, fighting against the ennui of all the crabs in the sea, surface tension of wet cement, desperately trying over and over to break free, to crash over the seawall, to escape the pelagic, to walk like man. Out in the open waters, the waves undulate, the periodicity of a beating heart. Blood returns to be pulverized by the desire to fly where none have been before. The envious water looks at the pelican, gliding so effortlessly, as though mocking its Sisyphean effort. It should never have been this hard. But what did you expect, trying to forge yourself into a star? There's got to be a better way. Perhaps this time it will be different. Perhaps this time my wings will hold. This time I will not melt into the sea. Covered in the wax of Icarus, the fist of Thor, not to be ignored, continues to pound on the door, beckoning me to answer the calling. The heart beats faster and faster, accelerating until that moment of lift, held up only by air, where even logic bends to the dreams of mortals. The intoxicating sensations, weightlessness, terrestrial to become celestial, trembling and teetering in turbulence, then escape velocity, lulling us to believe, at least in that moment, that anything is possible. The dizzying pull of G-forces are no match for the desire to fly. What if this whole time we've been lied to? What if Sisyphus was not condemned to failure, but was just a dreamer, driven by passion, iterating over and over, relentless like the violent ocean, unable to let it go? What if this whole time he was the only one who knew that it was possible to cheat death, and his punishment was that nobody else believed?
I've got Garrett, Rick, Wendy, Sarah. Anyone else who? All right, Garrett's up next. Makes his way to the stage. You know, the next month we will have Mona Smith and James Cagney. Not the actor.
And read short pieces. The first is Juneteenth present from Washington. This just came in from Washington, a package skip, and look what it says on the wrapping. Happy Juneteenth, newest federal holiday, 156 years in the making. Unanimously passed by the U.S. Senate. What a miracle that is. And the Juneteenth flag speckled all over. Come on, let's open this gift up and unwrap this thing quite gingerly. But wait, what is this? No For the People Act, no John Lewis Voting Rights Act, no reparations, no critical race theory. Well, not even a declaration of Juneteenth as a national holiday. Just one empty box and not even a word of apology. Drag Queens in San Lorenzo. Drag Queen reads to San Lorenzo's folks, building strong open minds to the children and adults, entertaining all in attendance. Yellow long guns of MAGA boys looking to kill joy with smug prints on their mugs, desiring all chaos, spewing hate enemy slurs. The MAGA goons were escorted out, whining and complaining about how we're being groomed. No doubt they felt envy, for they themselves are failed and frustrated groomers. All they wanted was some attention. Sure, they got a little such, but not for long. Proud in San Lorenzo calendars where drag queen support is multiplied. Now pride is even immortalized for murals and more, and the MAGA clowns are reduced to, well, MAGA muffins. And those things tend to taste most atrocious. Final piece, and you still call yourself a victim? It is true that it is that you and yours are separate in ways that no sane person would wish, in the fashion of which none should ever have to endure. And of course you'd want folks to remember so enough to repeat an essential safeguard is against all forms of bigotry and none of the video of opposing one's oppressors. Just for learning too much from them and emulating them to boot, murdering children you do, yet you still call yourself a victim.
All right, Rick is up next, and Wendy and Sarah.
There I go, buddy.
All right. This is dedicated to anyone who has ever been a starting student. It's called Animal House, spoken word. The brewmeister was serving Breslavia Red, a unique vintage. Over the din I heard, "Ricky, your student is here." I placed an ad in the student newspaper, tutoring, mathematics, people's prizes. Did I make an appointment with Horst? Possibly. Subterranean homesick blues went silent. Horst was studying for an advanced degree in transportation engineering. Haze was in the air. Rocio won't mind, I said as Horst followed me up the back stairs. He hesitated. She is here? I cleaned the enchilada sauce off the table. I can't keep track of her. Horst was thinking, big mistake. You know this book? Finite Probability by Feller from the University of Zagreb. The companion volume, which I have not read, is Continuous Probability. Horst pointed emphatically. This problem. Simple combinatorics. But only the perfect answer would calm him. He offered me $20, a princely sum. I protested. You can pay me later. He said, Professor talk, 2 hours. You, 5 minutes. Extra. I remarked that Feller was remarkably clear. I also mentioned that I had been in Zagreb, which led Horst to think that I had been a student at the University of Zagreb, or that I knew Feller personally. I corrected him. I was on my way to Greece, but without an appointment, I had to stop by. Perhaps next time. Horst was desperate. Why do they do this to me? The truth that this was academic hazing to prove that he really did want a PhD But instead I said, traffic flows are statistical. Think of timing traffic signals, merging cars on freeways. Your data says that cars come in lumps, sometimes a lot, other times fewer, and other times none. Optimize. Fewer traffic jams. Someone was walking up the stairs. Rocio, he asked. No, Trekkies. At that time, Captain Kirk and his crew wore uniforms that made them look like ushers at the theater. I explained the United Federation of Planets, but Horst didn't get it. No matter, I prefer mathematics to fantasy. More Trekkies. Horst pointed urgently to the notes. Gamma function. I explained, the mother of a family of statistical distributions. Horst was anxious to go. Wait, I pleaded. Traffic flows like water. Partial differential equations. When I was in high school, I read an article in the Scientific American. Please let me explain. Captain Kirk signed into the log of the Enterprise was the Stargate. Trekkies cheered. Horst hurried down the stairs. I made the Vulcan hand sign and called out, live long and prosper.
Wendy.
So good to be here. Thank you all for coming. This is a wonderful place. This is a childhood memory. Childhood's thrill at the beach. That wild, powerful sound of the surf, interspersed by seagull cries, high in the sky as they circled above, swooping and diving for food to thrive. It always seemed the waves had something to say, a song, a tale, while we spent hours in play, building sandcastles with windows and moats. How can I forget those annual trips, young and excited for the salty air, bright hot sun beating down on our backs, getting soaked with sweat, then racing to plunge into the icy cold sea before we would lose our nerve. Strolling on the boardwalk, rich with sights and sounds, mouth-watering smells and tantalizing tastes, colorful shops with trinkets and treasures, jugglers and magicians making us laugh, loud, lively arcade rooms with bright, flashing lights, filled with games like pinball, which captivated us with the clacking sound of the clacking sound of the flippers. Old-fashioned rides, bumper cars and carousels, winning silly prizes, hitting targets at a booth. So many kid fun moments, innocent and carefree times. Childhood's thrill at the beach. Personally, on the East Coast, where the water was cold, but warm enough. And this is a playful time with my imagination I had. I looked up some different words in the dictionary and just put them on paper and then just arranged them into this. Playful. Glimmer of enchantment, whimsical dancing giraffes, jigsawed across the tapestry of playful marshmallows, whispering ethereal melodies. Along came a mysterious symphony of tiny, microscopic tornadoes, sizzling with excitement, as they mischievously soared inches above the softly caressed ground. Such a whirlwind day of dreaming play.
No.
Sometimes I take a dictionary and I just make a column of nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs, and I just try to create something out of 20 words. This is about my end of day, how it really feels different from the rest of the day. Sublime shift. Putting down the day's doing. The anticipation of projects to come. Stepping stories to reaching goals, energy moving forward, outward, and then that quintessential moment when day is done. Its vibrant activity beginning to cease, the tempting call to one more thing now waning. It doesn't matter that the hours have passed, filled with uncertainties, hurdles, strivings to achieve. The longing for completion shepherds evening into bedtime, letting everything be as it was, visioning anything as it might be or could be tomorrow. We're going to give up evaluating, comparing, wishing for something other than what the universe has given. We're going to just remember to appreciate. Evening soon slips into night, settles me calmly in its quiet embrace. The tempo of my thoughts soothingly slow their pace. Feels like velvet softness caressing my soul as I draw in the gentlest breath, turn out the light, and wait for slumber's welcoming.
Thank you, Greg and Clara, everyone who makes this, keeps the poetry alive. Chinatown, San Francisco, the planet. I'm going to read a couple of just really recent little things. 3 women sit around a cafe table talking about love. How it takes you away from yourself and puts you somewhere you don't know and where you don't belong. What is this place and who are you? Annie? Seeing again that photo of you from 10 years ago, when I was so mad for you, I thought for an instant, is this how God feels about us all? Every unbearable instant. Oh my dear godless, how can you stand it? It boggles insanity and its bleeding thorns. Poetic touch. City corners change places with each other when nobody's looking. It's a kind of dance without a name, where tongues get lost in Babel's flame. And you're invisible till unseen, and the sun keeps pouring down again. Such a beautiful day. Gonna have me some refried chive. I opened my eyes and they sang out to the bright, fractured world. Thank you.
Anyone else who wanted to read did not get a chance to read? I see you in there. Please step up. And your name?
Ed.
Ed.
But I wrote down my name was Chris.
Oh.
And you're called Chris. I'm like, is that me?
Oh.
So the other day, I got pulled over by the police. I was apparently his first speeder because when he got to my window, he said, "I've been waiting all day for you." I said, "I got here as fast as I could." And he let me go. The guy gets arrested, taken to the police station. I know you're with the grammar police, but who's that guy? He's the corrections officer. Luxuries we forget are luxuries. 1, being able to call your parents. 2, a fridge with food in it. 3, waking up healthy. 4, clean sheets after a long day. 5, people you can be yourself around. 6, a workout that leaves you feeling alive. 7, hugs that feel a little longer than usual, or that last a little longer than usual. 8, morning sunlight through your window, provided you have one. 9, peace of mind. 10, a slow and quiet Sunday morning. 11, laughing until your stomach hurts. 12, unexpectedly hearing your favorite song. 13, someone genuinely checking on you. 14, birds singing early in the morning. 15, freshly washed hair and a clean shower.
Well, that has been our afternoon. Thank you all for being here. Thank our features, Tim Xonnelly, Kimi Sugioka. Thank all of the wonderful readers, all the wonderful people who shared their poetry, and all the wonderful people who came to support the poets who didn't read, but just came to enjoy the poetry. Thank you all for being here. Come again next month, July 18th. We'll have Norman Smith and James Cagney. Please come, bring your poems, bring your ears. Have a wonderful rest of the month. Happy Pride, happy Juneteenth. Stay safe, keep love and peace in your hearts.